About a year after he first broke up with me, about 7 to 8 months after finding out I was a spiritual person, after about 6 to 7 months after meeting his guides, after maybe about 4 months, 5 months after I met my guides, I had a dream. A guy, an uncle actually, in his 50s, 60s, told me that he was going to come back. This guy, my person, of course, will come back in December. I had this dream November of 2024 that he will be back in December of 2024. I wrote it down, still have it in one of my journals. I looked forward to the day, the December date that he gave me. Super excited. So I was growing, obviously, spiritually. I had prophetic dreams now where I'll dream and something would happen. I'll be given time frames and it'll happen. It'll unfold. And everything was straightforward. No symbolic, just straightforward. And a whole lot of other things were disclosed, which I'm not really gonna share for his protection, of course. And December came. Randomly, on a random day, I'm minding my own business, doing my own things. I was on my way back from Pretoria. I had picked up my kids. It was school holidays. I was going home. Immediately when I stepped into the door at home, my phone went ding, my iPhone went ding. I opened my phone. I'm like, it was him. I think we had not spoken for like 4 or 5 months at the time. And he's like, hi. I'm like, hi. And he says, where are you again? And I told him I was in Rustenburg. I was home. And he said to me, he was also in Rustenburg. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. So I sent him my location. And he's like, you're not far. Because he was in my area. He's like, you're not far. And I'm like, yeah, well, I guess. And he told me where he was, without mentioning places and locations. He told me where he was. I'm like, yeah, you're not far. We spoke for a little bit. He said he was going to work. And I said, okay, good night. I'm going to bed. By 8 o'clock, 9-ish, I went to bed. Around 4 a.m., I get a notification. Went loud, beam again. I'm like, who's that? So usually at that time, I was trying to connect with energies. So every time a message would come through my phone, I would not open my phone. I would try and get into the energy to find out who it was before I actually saw the message. The phone was far from me. So usually when I sleep, my phone is far from me because it disturbs me. Something about the energy of the phone disturbs my sleep. So around 6 o'clock, I woke up, took the phone. It was him. He sent me his location and sent me his hotel room number and said, please come through. He told me he's going to bed. He's going to wake up around 10-ish, 11-ish. And when he does, then we can arrange how I come through. Cool. I woke up, took my kids to the salon. This was in December, the 4th of December, 2024. On time, the package has been delivered as per my dream. That this guy is going to be back in December. And December on the 4th, I get a notification randomly from him after not speaking for months. I'm like, dear God, what are you doing? I'm excited because I know it's going to be a ball. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. One thing about this person is that we are super best friends. More than anything, more than the relationship, more than the lust, more than the intimacy, sexually, but the intimacy that we had was even amazing because the conversations that we had, we liked almost the same things. We had the same values, even though here and there we came from different worlds, but we had the same values. We value the same thing: family, continuity, calm, peace, honesty, everything. Like, he was a ball of fur. He was just this cotton candy. He was just amazing. He was just an amazing person, like a male version of me. Same personality. Yo, a male version of myself. A mirror, if you may call him that. So I knew it was going to be amazing. So I didn't decline the offer. I took my kids to the salon. 2 o'clock, I left the kids at the salon. They were almost done. They were not far from our house. So my cousins took over. I asked them to take care of the kids. I told them I'm going to be out. I told my aunt, I'm like, I'm going to be taking care of business tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Can you guys take care of my kids? My aunt didn't have a problem. I mean, I'm an adult, right? I took a Uber. I went to meet him. Wow. I would not lie. When I saw him, I was so excited. I was anxious, very anxious, because I mean, the push and pull that we've had in a couple of months, it was just like not good for my nervous system. So my nervous system would react when it was around him because it felt unsafe, it felt triggered, it felt activated, dysregulated in a way. I didn't know how to feel about around him. I didn't know how to act and behave around him because I didn't know what was going on. But the love, the care, the everything was still there. I still loved this guy. I still cared about him. I still wanted to be with him. I still hoped for a better future with him. I still hoped that there was a chance between us. It was an amazing time. We spent about 24 hours together. We went out, we partied, he worked, I was a wingman. We spoke here and there about a couple of things. The following day, we even spoke about spirituality, spiritual stuff. Because his guides were communicating with me, they already told me what they wanted me to say to him. I told him. He wasn't shocked. That's the funny thing about this guy, is that he wasn't shocked. He knew these things. Even the guys had showed me that he knew these things. He's been avoiding these things. Why they chose me? Because maybe I was this expressive queen, or because I spoke my mind and I didn't care what he wanted. It was just about what I had to do and what I had to say. Not in a malicious way when I say I don't care, but I was like, I didn't really. I wasn't super. I would say I would not censor so many things. I was just myself, and he loved that about me, and I loved everything about him. As imperfect as he was, I loved everything about him because I still do care about him even today. And yeah, fast forward, it didn't go accordingly. 3-4 days later, he got triggered again. He completely disappeared on me again. So again, back to square one. We have to try again. So I'm in a spiritual journey. I'm in this push and pull dynamic with this guy. I have to travel to the Eastern Cape at that time. I focused my energy on traveling to the Eastern Cape. One thing I forgot to mention is that every single time I was with this guy, I used to smoke. I've had a history of smoking cigarettes since I was in high school. It was an on and off thing over the years. Since becoming spiritual, I started smoking again, and it's also been an on and off thing. I would smoke for like a month, maybe even 3 months continuously, once a day, 3 times a day, whatever the case is, and I would stop randomly. It goes on and on like that. And most times it's around him. When he's in my life, when he's around me, I would start smoking. And over time, I started understanding that this is something to do with my guides too, because it helps me keep calm. It helps me regulate. It helps me connect to other realms because I've got a male ancestor that is coming through, and somehow it's connected to the whole thing, and it's a big spider web, right? What did I say about the lanes? Different lanes, all connected, all going to the same direction. Focus on my trip going to the Eastern Cape. I did enjoy my trip. I missed him every day. I thought about him every day. The thoughts were something that was crazy. It was crazy, like from the day we met, that I thought about this guy every single day of my life. Probably even 1,000 times in a day that I would think about him rigorously. It was uncontrollable. It was crazy. Some days I got mad. I was like, why do I not have control over myself when it comes to this guy? Why don't I have control over my emotions when it comes to this man? Why am I struggling when it comes to this one guy? 1 month of dating, and I'm this gullible little girl, small girl energy. I'm obsessed with this guy. I am crazy in love. I'm like a little girl. I am gullible, loss of control. I cried many days, many months. I prayed it away. I fasted it away. I ignored it. I tried to stop it. I tried to drink it away. I manifested it away. I did soul cutting ceremonies, rituals to move this person away from me, to stop the dreams, to stop the thoughts. But it never got better. It kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I couldn't leave him. I couldn't stay away. I couldn't stop myself. I just went with the flow. Some days I'll go with the flow. Some days I'll try and stop it. And every time I try and stop it, I'll have anxiety attacks. I'll have panic attacks. I will, it was a roller coaster. I'm not going to lie to you. Came back from the Eastern Cape, thought I was done with my spiritual stuff, with my fixing umsamo and doing what the ancestor wanted. I moved back to Pretoria, find myself an apartment, took my furniture out because I had put my furniture in a storage because when I moved, I had to move out of my apartment while going through my spiritual journey and move back home. So I had to go and fetch my stuff from the storage. Like it was a whole lot of events that happened in about a year. So a year later, since I found out that I'm spiritual, move into an apartment, now carry on with life, try and restart the business, stabilize it, and, grow it. Now, anxiety starts again, depression starts again, confusion starts again, dreams start again. Oh Lord, He's a Lord. This is March of 2025. I am going through a lot. I'm single. Had to let go of my kids and give them to their father because I'm unstable at this point. I'm sick. I'm not okay. I'm going through stuff. And then while I'm going through everything, I get told that I needed to go to Durban. So I went to Durban. Had a good time. That was my first trip as a spiritualist. I had a very good time in Durban. Booked at a hotel. Now I could hear spirits that they could communicate with me directly. So they'll tell me if they didn't want anything or if they don't want that and they don't want this. It was an amazing experience. I came back from Durban. I got told that I needed to sell all my furniture because I'm a girl that listens. I sold everything that's inside the house. 3-bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, a garden, freestanding alone, townhouse, living by myself. Kids would come and visit. I was told to sell my furniture. So everything that was inside that apartment. I feel lonely. I feel stressed. I'm crying every day. I feel. I don't know how I feel. and then I get a message. They say I must go and see my guy. I don't know where he is. I don't have his number. I can't call him. I don't know what he's gonna react because I'm anxious, right? If I call him, he might just not answer my calls. So what did I do? Social media. He's a public figure. So social media is the best bet that we have. So I opened his page. I saw where he's gonna be that day, and I made sure I was there. Nice thing about ancestors and spirit guides, they will communicate with you. They will tell you. They will give you the time frames. They told me you must leave at this time. Make sure you are at this time at this time. He will be there shortly after. Exactly that. Not a dream. Real life communication. Be there at 9. They said be there at 9. He will be there shortly. 9 o'clock, I got there. I was alone. I was in a public restaurant with people, and I walked in and everyone was staring at me. I don't know why. Let's do another part.